Hello and welcome back to the garage. Today we're changing that cutter bar on this John Deere 350 sickle mower. Let's go look at the new one, have a little chat, then we'll get the tractor hooked up and get going. Alright, so if you're going to do this project, there's a few things that you might want to know ahead of time. First of all, with the John Deere 350 sickle mower, at least a 7-foot, I don't know about the 9-foot, there is a serial number break. So before you just order something, make sure that you have the serial number. That way you know you're ordering the right thing. They do want to know if you have under-serrated or over-serrated as well. Even if you get a 7-foot one, it comes in a 9-foot long box, which kind of had me worried, but we'll show you the part number. And it does say it's 7 foot. Actually, I haven't checked to make sure. That was terrible camera work. I haven't checked to make sure yet that this is over-serrated, not under-serrated yet, but figure I'll, once I get everything hooked up and ready, then I'll do it. I know I've got to move a car, then I can get the Ford out, which it needs to run for a few minutes, because if you have an old Ford, you know they are cold-blooded. But let's look at the sickle bar. I'll get your part numbers and stuff. The part number I would assume is this 83 or 830 686. It's funny that it's from A&I, because when I went into Deere, and also you can see it says down here 350 7 foot with the rivets complete, which I meant to actually look and see if this thing has the needle bearing in it, and this is in fact over serrated, so that's good as well. So one thing that is a little bit funny in my opinion is if you look online, whether it's on eBay or random places, for the most part these things cost $200-ish, $250, something like that. I don't remember anymore. But it's funny because I was on eBay looking originally, because I'm like, well, Deere's going to be more expensive, this, that, and the other. And ends up Deere was cheaper than eBay, which surprised me. That's why I always double check all the different places you can get parts from. Cool, needle bearing is in. But where this gets kind of funny is I looked up the A&I price. And the Deere guy looked up A&I, and he looked up Deere. If you don't know, A&I is basically an aftermarket support type company. They make parts cheaper. Being that I was a tech for a while, there are parts that I would recommend you do not buy from them. But if it's something like this, or an interior part, or something that doesn't need to be an exact fit, this does to a degree, but this is fine. I wouldn't recommend them, but if it's 90% of the parts, you're going to be fine on. But regardless, the Deere guy ran through all the Deere part numbers and then ended up ordering the Deere part number, and I got an A&I part, which it cost the same, so I really didn't care. Which actually, this tag is what should have the part number on it. Yes, there it is. So what it's showing is the A830 686, the same thing, but as a Deere part number, which is a little bit funny, seeing how it clearly says over there it's an A&I part. But regardless, I'm gonna start this thing up. I got some stuff in my truck I got to get rid of, so this thing can run while I do that. I'll get the Camaro out of the way. I'll just get this thing hooked up, and then I'll get it set out here where I got time. I got room to do stuff. One other thing, if I can find mine, I'm gonna wear my gloves. Wear your damn gloves on this one. Hopefully, I've been able to find mine in a while because my truck's a mess, because I'm doing stuff for winterizing chickens and ducks and getting cattle going. But wear your gloves. This is one of those times I'll say it, because you gotta think every single blade on there is technically a knife. Sorry, my camera's on the opposite side, so my hand's got to hold this real weird, so camera end's worse than normal. But wear gloves, be smart. Don't go home looking like this. So hopefully I can find mine in my truck. If not, I've messed with a lot of cutter bars, so I think I'll be fine. But I'll be the first to know if I'm not, so it's enough talking. Let's get into it. So as you can tell, we got this here. A few things you need to do beforehand. One, take your bolt out, your main bolt. That'll allow you to get your pin out. You take the pin out, this thing will just slide out. Loosen up your hold downs. And mine might be a touch harder than most, because my bar is bent right here. It was bent when I got it 3 years ago, and it worked, so I never messed with it. Well, it finally let go. So, and when it did, it must have broke that one too. Broke this guard, so I need to change that guard out. I've got one somewhere, but I'll get that bolt out. I'll loosen up these guards. You can even take them off, flip them around if you want. But yeah, I'll get those guys all loosened up so everything slides easier. And we'll get back with you once I get the bolt out, and I'll show you pulling that pin out. It should theoretically come easily, but this thing is what, from the 80s? Probably never been out. Luckily there's a grease point. I have an idea for that, but let's get it taken out. Alright, got the nut off. Let's see if I should get a lottery ticket today or not. Bolt's good and greasy. That's a positive, right? Really just know where to grab on this thing. And let's see if we're winning today. And we're moving a little. There we go. Okay, apparently this thing has to be in a certain spot to come out. Which I would hope right there ought to do it. There. Easy enough. Alright, I'm going to loosen up these and then we'll get pulling. Alright, so I got everything on there loosened. I'm hoping to start with my bar, just here in the middle, and just see if I can start working this thing out. Just kind of wherever you can pry or push. Now, one thing that can happen is these guys can get caught up on here. So, you might have to move back or forth a little bit. But, theoretically, it should go easy. That's also theoretically, and not having a messed up bar on one end, which I have. So, I might try to set you guys down so I can use both my hands to fight this. And once you get it out past about here, it's pretty easy. Then you can pretty well pull on it. But up until there, it can be hard. But like I said, I'll get you guys set up. This is one of those times again where I always say double check, make sure everything looks correct. Obviously this one's longer, it's not broken, but always double check that your parts look relatively the same. Obviously there could be updates throughout the year, things might change a little bit. But with all that being said, let's get this guy back in. Oh, one thing to mention though too, is the bolt that I had that was holding in that pin was 3/4. These two were 3/4. Those were 11/16. So some of this junk can always hold you up a little bit too. But oh, I don't know. I broke 2 guards. Lucky that one's pretty worn out anyways. Your guard's almost as important as your knife. So you have junk guards, won't matter how good your knife is. One thing that can hang you up a little bit too is like this one. I loosened too much. It needs to be up a little bit more. But so is that one and that one. Anyways, let's get this guy back in. Yep, I didn't tighten that one like I said I was gonna. This one's 3/4. Okay. So now from here, basically, you know, put grease down in your bearings. Probably could have packed them first. Smarter man than me would do that, but hindsight 2020. Tighten up all your hold downs and really you're good to go. One thing somebody might notice is, watching this whole video, my hands never went in there for a very good reason. Luckily, either the pry bar or the screwdriver or something else did. Those are sharp, basically. But pretty much we're going to get that back in, and then I'll get some rotations out of it. The PTO is not hooked up, so I'll just do it by hand, and we'll make sure everything works. So I'll get back when everything's all tightened up, buttoned up, and ready to roll. All right, so cutter bar is all back in, and I got my PTO shaft wired up, so that's why you're hearing stuff. But everything seems to move good. Nothing catches, nothing's hanging up. Like I said, I got a couple guards to replace. I'll probably just do that in the spring. Also got a U-joint to replace and a PTO coupler. Some minor things. Technically this thing is runnable, but I just wanted this job done first in case it was a real bear, which luckily went really easy. I think as long as you're greasing that main joint where that pin goes through, I think it's not bad. So also, if somebody's wondering why I didn't upload today, it's because today I'm doing this and now I gotta go take care of animals. And hopefully next time I upload, it'll be the 84 FT50. Hopefully we're back on that. After that though, we might be done for the year. So anyways, thanks for watching. Till the next one.